Hey folks, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. My name is Saurabh Pol. Welcome to Pol Ke Pol. Today I'm going to talk about Facebook's exploding offers for AI talent and the world of poaching, right? And basically, a crazy time in the last week or last month, or rather, when it comes to poaching in the AI industry, artificial intelligence industry, especially in Silicon Valley in the US. Most of you must have read about Trapit Bansal. Basically, he's an Indian dude. He did his MTech from IIT Kanpur, if I'm not wrong. And he is right now in the US. He's worked across many companies, and he was part of OpenAI, and he led like some of the latest model launches that were there. And he was just recently offered around $100 million allegedly as a joining bonus and overall compensation of $300 million, right, over a period of couple of years. So almost 800 crore का joining bonus मिल रहा है भाई को. And if you convert it into Indian rupees, obviously it doesn't make sense because of purchasing power parity, but you get what I mean, right? It's absolutely insane. The AI talent war is pretty crazy. Facebook basically what it has done is it has failed. Meta has failed in developing its own, AI models. They are called the Llama family of AI models, and they have really failed in competing in any meaningful way. Which is pretty unfortunate because, which is also perplexing because they have not even millions, they have billions of users across all their platforms, right? Like if you combine Facebook, WhatsApp, and Instagram, they have an incredible number of users across amazing apps across continents. So they have the distribution, they have the money for it. They are just not able to develop their own product properly. Now the reality is, folks, that most most successful products, most successful companies, they are built on extremely high talent, extremely highly talented individuals, right? Of course, there is leadership at the top, and the people in the middle and the bottom are actually working hard. But unless you have strategic, um, you know, um, uh, you know, guidance, or unless you have that thing at the top, right? A core group of leaders at the top who really know the game, you're not gonna go that far ahead, right? That is true for any and every industry that you think of. If you're gonna look at the field of artificial intelligence, I think OpenAI has some of the top talent. Google has some of the top talent. XAI by Elon Musk recently hired a lot of good people, right? Their model is called Grok. But funnily enough, you have Meta, which should have really gone on and worked on its AI models properly. It's not been able to do that because frankly they don't have the AI talent, and Mark Zuckerberg is one of the smartest people on planet Earth, and he recognized this long back. I think was just waiting, and now what he's done is he's like कि मैं सीधा जाके, I'm just gonna go to OpenAI, and which is like which is the leading AI company in the world right now, and I'm just gonna go there. I'm gonna poach their people, right? And that is what he's done. Now you must be like, what do you mean by he's poaching people? He's straight up going up to them, not he matlab not physically, he's just reaching out to them via his people, and it's like ki, join my company, leave OpenAI, I'll give you $100 million the day you join. The day you join, I'm going to give you $100 million. Over a period of time, you're going to get around 200 $300 million. That's insane money. आप अपना मतलब 7 जन्म ऐड कर दोगे, लोग इतना नहीं कमाते, उतना इन लोगों को वो ऑन द स्पॉट पैसा दे रहा है. He's like, just join my company. I have more money than I can count. I have billions and billions of dollars in cash. I'll give it to you because he knows the future of Meta and the future of the world is based on artificial intelligence. The whole metaverse project failed as of now, at least. So he's like, boss, social media is not going to be what it once was. We won that game, but there's a new game in town. It's called artificial intelligence, and I'm losing, but I'm not going to lose without a fight. As simple as that, right? And what he's doing is he's basically saying that I can't compete against Google. They have some ironclad defense, but I can definitely work against OpenAI. And I think OpenAI as a company is losing friends, if you ask me. उनका Microsoft के साथ भी थोड़ा सा अनबन चालू है, and this is all allegedly, right? उनका उनका definitely Google के साथ तो उनके पंगे है ही starting से, because they are disrupting Google, right? And they have already disrupted Google search in a lot of ways, right? They have disrupted the way in which Google as a company functions, right? Google has responded well. It took them a couple of years, but they have responded well now, and it has changed the way Elon Musk is looking at the world. Elon Musk is one of the original co-founders of OpenAI, the original funder of OpenAI. There's a lot of drama over there, but considering the topic of today's live stream, I'll just say that it's extremely important that people know what poaching is, right? Like, because there could be times you could be poached, right? And what is the difference between poaching and just going out and hiring normally, right? Very simply, poaching is when you intentionally target a company and try to empty out their top talent to join your company, right? कि हाँ, there are many other companies to hire from, but मैं particularly तेरे को weaken करने के लिए तेरे लोगों को उठाऊंगा मैं. I'm gonna give them double, triple their salaries, and most human beings cannot deny that kind of attention. They cannot deny that kind of monetary benefit, because we are all mere mortals and we have responsibilities. And most people are like, hey, you know what? Even if this doesn't work out, 1 year later, I'll be swimming in money. I'll be swimming in money. I might as well just take this up, because कुछ ना कुछ चाहिए रहता है, राइट? लाइफ में सबको कुछ ना कुछ चाहिए रहता है. बड़ा घर, बड़ी गाड़ी, किसी को फ्यूचर सेट करवाना है खुद का या आपके वाइफ का या हस्बैंड का या बच्चों का, यूजुअली बच्चों का, राइट? सो people always have that part in mind. So poaching is a legitimate, time tested and proven method to weaken your opposition, right? If you have the money but you don't have the industry presence, one of the first things that any newcomer does is that they poach people from the competition, right? Like, because उसमें one bird two stone, one stone two birds वाला हिसाब हो जाता है कि तुमने एक ऐसा मारा तो उसमें आपके लोग भी मिल रहे हैं, वो भी वीकन हो रहा है, मार्केट में खौफ भी पैदा हो रहा है कि भाई ये मार्केट में आ गया है. Now what happens is, another third thing, the company who you're poaching from, they have no other option but to raise their salaries, which means now their margins are going to go down, their cost of operations are increasing, their human resource cost is increasing. And now, because of that, there is also a morale which has gone down, because people, when attrition increases in any company, morale goes down. Because आज ये जा रहा है, कल ये जाएगा, यार मेरा बॉस चला गया, मेरा बॉस का बॉस भी चला जाएगा. So poaching is an incredibly tough thing to defend against, but you can if you have an amazing culture, which is where you realize, okay, have you built something that people will refuse huge amounts of money for, or maybe you have given them some sort of equity, which is like कि बॉस आप एक थोड़ा सा टाइम वेट करो और आपको फिर पैसा मिल जाएगा टाइप्स. You get me? So or it's like they are like fully part of the mission. Boss, you know what? I'm not going to leave you. I don't care how much money is being thrown at me. I'm not going to leave you, which is very rare, right? Look at OpenAI. They are literally saying we are going to change the world with artificial general intelligence. We are going to develop super intelligence and so on and so forth. They are going to create a digital god. But what's happening? What's the point? The people are leaving them. The people are leaving them. Like $100 million मुंह पे मार रहा है मार्क जकरबर्ग लोगों के, allegedly, according to the Wired article, right? And so many other news reports. Now, when something like that happens, you need to ask yourself, यार मेरे साथ ये कभी हुआ तो मैं क्या करूँगा या करूँगी, right? And this has happened in India. Like, there are many companies like, some people are saying that allegedly, JSW Paints is poaching people from Asian Paints. A lot of people left Hotstar to join Geo Cinema when it was what it was. Now it is Geo Hotstar. But it all started with that, right? It always, when you want to beat an incumbent as a newcomer, you throw money at people. Kingfisher did the same to Air India. Kingfisher did the same to Air India. That's the reality, right? And this is very common. Newcomers come, they have bags of money, they start poaching people. Before I get into my next point, there's a very interesting comment by Z5. He's like, but the sad part is that all of them are Indians and Chinese, but they're unable to do something like this in their home country. Firstly, Z5, this is a very common complaint people have. Trapit Bansal is the guy from IIT Kanpur. Masters, by the way, not BTech. I think he went to IISc before that. ये जो आदमी है, ये अगर इंडिया में रहता वो यहाँ पे नहीं कर पाता। ऐसा दुनिया में कोई कंट्री नहीं है जो ये कर पाता है, जो अमेरिका कर पाता है। आई एम बीइंग वेरी फ्रैंक। द ओनली अदर कंट्री दैट, यूके में रह के क्या उखाड़ लिया लोगों ने? जो लोग स्विट्जरलैंड में, द एंटायर Zurich office of OpenAI had like 3 to 4 people. One shot they joined Meta. Does it mean that Switzerland is not able to retain talent? No. It's just that the allure and the power of the Silicon Valley is unbeatable. Like, there has been no city more influential in the last 20 years, 25 years than Silicon Valley. Let's not beat ourselves up over these kind of things, right? It's a very wrong comparison. I get where you're coming from. But Trapit Bansal India में रहता, वो TCS में होता. Or he would have joined some Swiggy Figgy or something, and he would have been some engineer over there. Right? Like, नहीं है हमारा वो, you can't compare India with those kind of places. By the way, all the Chinese folks that have joined, Chinese descent folks that have joined Meta recently from OpenAI, there is so much competition in China itself. China is already building its models, by the way. See, this is the advantage of developing, and the advantage of developing fast, right? Like, there are parts of their economy that are so powerful, that are so far ahead, they can actually compete against the world. We still haven't reached that stage. We're 25 years away from it because we waited longer. They started their development in the 1980s. Most of us weren't even born in the 1980s, right? Most of India is less than 35 years old. 60% of India is less than 35 years old. 35 years ago was 1990. Yeah, not even 1989, right? So, like, उन्होंने मतलब 1980s में development start किया है. They are reaping the benefits now. They started reaping the benefits like 10 years ago, to be very frank, 10, 12 years ago. But now, like, and we have now started, अभी 5, 6, 7, 10 साल हुआ है कि we took our development seriously, right? And liberalization, what we did was like, okay, it helped a bit for a while, but then उसके बाद से we haven't been able to sustain it, right? Because you need structural changes. Like, all these AI talent people staying in India is a lose-lose for both of them. Like, what is India going to do with that kind of talent? It's pointless, right? So उनको जाना है वो जाने चाहिए. So that's the reality. It's just like there's no point of being emotional about it. Coming back to the topic of what to do if you are being poached, it's very simple. Understand, कोई आपके ऊपर आपको poach कर रहा है ना, they have, this is not a normal hire. This is not just a normal hire कि यार, I work at company X, I earn 100 rupees, I'll go to company Y at 130, 150 rupees, right? मतलब बता रहा हूँ वैसे basic. The reality is, if you are going to be poached, you will be offered like सीधा double. They start the conversation at, ओ तू 1 लाख कमा रहा है महीने का, ये ले महीने का 2 लाख starting, और चाहिए बता. Now the reality is, see, if someone's paying you double now on the spot, you have to be a bit careful in life. You have to be like, what do they want from me? Sometimes it's like, okay, if you have seen like 3 of your colleagues have already joined over there, and it's like, bro, it's legitimate. You know what, डबल बोल रहे तू 2.5 लेके आ जा, यहाँ पे अपन ही तो लोग हैं, काम कर लेंगे यहाँ पे. Now the thing is, if you really need money, you should go for it. But if money is not really the biggest thing in your life, reconsider, because simply because it's like, culture is a huge thing. I have always maintained that. Maybe you will go there and you will just regret it, because once they pay you enough money, there are no complaints they're going to listen from you. तब वो 14 घंटा काम कराएगा ना, तो कुत्ते की तरह 14 घंटा काम करने का. करेक्ट, उतना रखो अपने लाइफ में कि हे, आई एम गोइंग टू वर्क फॉर 14 hours a day because I'm being paid double, which is most likely double of the average market value any which ways, right? If you're underpaid and someone is giving you that opportunity, bloody go for it, right? But also remember, just because you're underpaid does not mean in the next company you will be not exploited also, right? You can be overpaid and be exploited also. Please remember that much. So yeah, that's my those are my 2 cents on what to do when you are being poached, right? Like, always go and ask people kya kaam hai. Okay, what is the 1 year plan, what is the 2 year plan, what is the 3 year plan? Ask the company. You can't just join, you can't be a mercenary, guys. This is not the US, we are Indians, right? Like, apna mental model is not that of a mercenary, right? And you must be like, nahi, I'm a young person, I'm a mercenary. Like, फिर बाद में रोने का नहीं, कंपनी ने रातों रात निकाला तो, ठीक है? Because here's the thing, when a company is poaching you and they get people on board, and God forbid it doesn't work out, their plan doesn't work out, the incumbent is able to defend itself, what are they going to do? You're going to you're gonna go back to incumbent. They're gonna be like, "आजा पे कट लेके आजा वापस." And also what happens is you may burn bridges with your current company. They'll be like, हाँ साले तेरे मुंह पे पैसा मारा तू भाग गया, ऐसा है तू ऐसे करता है, then अभी तू वापस आके दिखा तब देखेंगे. Very rarely does it happen that they do take you back. So and by the way, if they do take you back, great. But if they do that, what's going to happen is they're going to be like, okay, but now I have the leverage in the relationship. I have the power. अभी तो प्रमोशन वमोशन तो बिल्कुल ना मांगना तू, बिकॉज वो ट्रस्ट ब्रेक हो जाता है कि यार वो कंपटीटर आ गया, तू हमको छोड़ के चला गया ऑन द स्पॉट. सो दैट इज ऑल्सो अनदर एंगल यू हैव टू थिंक ऑफ, राइट? You have to think about how much you're earning. You have to think about like what are the good opportunities that lie for you in the future over there in the other company. But it is also extremely important not to burn bridges in your current company. Like, it is very tempting to burn bridges. I have done that myself. Stupid mistake, don't do that. But I was young. I want you guys to avoid that mistake, right? So anyway, folks, I should have done this live like 1.5 hours ago. I don't know. I'm getting into it. I'm gonna restart my live live streams more and more. It's raining. I missed you guys. Thank you so much. We have 1,565 subscribers till now. I would say that, if you have any topics, please let me know in the comment section. What do you think? If you have any thoughts about what Facebook is doing is correct or not, let me know. What do you think? How do you think OpenAI should defend itself? By the way, OpenAI has been making its people work 80 hours a week for months. हफ्ते का 80 घंटा काम कर रहा है. यूजुअली अगर आप 5 दिन 8 घंटा काम करो तो 40 घंटा होता है हफ्ते का. वो लोग 80 घंटा काम कर रहे हैं. For months and months and months, these people are working 16 hours a day for 5 days a week. Assume they're working 6 days, right? That is insane. That is insane. 7 days तो नहीं करा सकते काम, मतलब then people start making mistakes. But that is like, you have to be very, very careful, right? So that's the thing. They're being made to work like 13 into 6, 13-hour days. They are working 13 hours for 6 days a week. And you know what OpenAI has done? कि यार हमारे लोग भी जा रहे हैं. In fact, there was an internal memo that went out. The head of people operations of OpenAI, in an internal memo, they have put out that it feels like someone has broken into our home and they're taking away people. So, and it gets personal. It has gotten personal for them, and they're making people work so hard. What these people have done is like, you know what? एक हफ्ता कोई काम नहीं करेगा, full छुट्टी सबको. OpenAI ने सबको एक हफ्ते का छुट्टी दे रखा है, but executives are still working. By the way, guys, that's the reality. Once you become top management, there are no holidays ever. Ever. रात का 3 बजे हो, तुम्हारे वेकेशन का तीसरा दिन हो. If you are a top manager, you have to work. That's the reality, guys. Yeah. I hope you know that. I mean, most of you won't, but I'm telling you. So yeah, Z5 is asking, but इतना क्या काम करते हैं? Are you for fucking real? Have you opened ChatGPT? Have you seen what those guys do? They're changing the world, man. Whether for better or worse, they are changing the world. I think they're changing the world for the better. I mean, there are parts of it which are not going to be pretty, being very frank. But net, I think AI is positive, and OpenAI is at the tip of the spear of the AI revolution, at least as of now. इतना क्या काम कर रहे हैं ब्रो, मतलब देख लेना क्या कर रहे हैं. हर दिन नया नया चीज़ फीचर अपडेट होता है वहाँ पे. लाइक दे आर गिविंग मी द पावर टू do 5 people ka work. At this point, I can do 3 to 4 people ka work easily. If I actually start building AI agents and doing things properly, I'll be able to do 7 people ka work, 5 to 7 people ka work, which I think I should be able to do in the next 3 to 4 months. Right? So that is what these AI companies are doing. They're changing the way we work. And I think that's going to continue for another couple of years until there will be some stagnation point. So yeah, 2-3 years more. But I think the world is going to change very soon. Be prepared, we are in the middle of that change, right? So yeah, anyway, folks, that was Polkeball on Facebook's extremely aggressive hiring policy as of now. And yeah, it's pretty crazy. Oh, by the way, what do you mean by exploding offers? Sorry, exploding offers is basically what happens is Facebook allegedly, or anyone, the company is basically emailing you that, hey, here's an offer, you have 3 hours to reply. You have 2 hours to reply. वो मिशन इम्पॉसिबल में नहीं होता, वो Ki, here's this mission. If you choose to accept it, you have to go here and this and that. And this message will self delete in 10 seconds or something of that sort. Self destruct in 10 seconds. So these people are getting offers worth millions of dollars. कि $10 million मुंह पे मार रहा हूँ. अब भी आ जा $10 million. बात का सैलरी अलग, बोनस अलग. Joining bonus तेरे को मैं $10 million देगा. You have just 1 hour to accept the offer, or you have 2 hours to explain to take up the offer. This is a brutal technique, and Silicon Valley is just really doing it. Oh, by the way, you must be like, oh, then it should be illegal to poach people. No, it's illegal to make this illegal. There was a time when companies, by the way, in Silicon Valley were doing this, where they had those agreements between each other that, hey, you will not hire my people, I'll not hire your people. Correct? Directly, at least. And turns out that is illegal. So there are no non-competes over there. So non-competes are illegal in that part of the world. I'm pretty sure they're illegal in India also. So if you work for someone, you can definitely work for someone else. But I mean, they do put the clause. I don't think it is enforceable. So कि after you quit, उसके 3 महीने बाद तक और 1 साल के बाद तक you cannot join our direct competitor, and so on, so on and so forth, right? So keep that in mind. You have to check the laws of the land. And in Silicon Valley, you can totally do it. So exploding offers are a crazy way of actually hiring people. And wow, this is blockbuster. This is blockbuster. Z5 is like, what do you think Japan remained behind in the technology race? Why do you think? Because Japan doesn't have young people. Technology is a young man's game. Same with Europe. Its average age is pretty low. It's pretty high. So they are a very and see, you do technology disrupts. Old people don't want disruption; they want stability, right? Your culture needs to be, your culture needs to be young. Your culture needs to be dynamic for you to disrupt yourself. It's called creative destruction, right? That's what they are calling it. And you have to destroy the old before creating the new, right? It won't be pretty, and the pace of change can be modulated. But in the US, they don't believe in that. They're like, khatam, naya kuch aa gaya, we are going to go all in on the new thing. We won't wait for the past to catch up. As simple as that. So Japan, that way, technology wise, they have no incentive to really go out and innovate. Yeah, it's all about incentives in life. So if you want stability, you will get stability. If you want innovation, you need disruption, right? So and experimentation. Z5 is like, what are your thoughts on dual employments? Absolutely illegal. Dual employments are, if you want dual employment, become like a freelancer. As simple as that. भाई कल को मैं कंपनी खोलूंगा, like there is something called as information security. But guys, stop being a college idiot, right? Like there are so many people who I see defending moonlighting. Like don't do that. I mean, do it, but you'll be. I'll consider you stupid at least, right? Like there's something called as information security. If you think okay, the companies are paying you less, ये कंपनी को ज़्यादा ट्रस्ट नहीं करने का, बॉसेस को ज़्यादा सुनने का नहीं, I can completely understand. These are things I myself say कि do not, always know your strengths, always know your rights. Don't let anyone exploit you. As simple as that. And मैं तो मुंह पे बोलता हूँ कुछ, be loyal to those who are loyal to you. As simple as that. But there's a difference between being loyal and there's a difference between being someone who is breaking the law. Don't do that. Don't do that. It will really hurt you. Dual employments and all is insane. पकड़े जाओगे, मतलब पकड़े गए तो फालतू में वो मार खा जाएगा. And guys, like this is not the 1970s anymore, 1980s, that people will forget what you once did. Your digital footprint is going to live on forever. So keep that in mind. Lost Soul is like, unfortunately, this will also backfire on Facebook, as almost all their ideas have. Lost Soul, I don't know what are you talking about? Facebook is the world's #1 social media site in terms of pure numbers. In terms of pure numbers, these guys are crossing 2 billion people. They have 2 billion active users. And if you calculate WhatsApp plus Instagram plus Facebook, Meta is by far the #1 social media company in the entire world by a large, huge margin. So I don't know what are you talking about, but of course you will say, okay, that battle was won 10 years ago. I'll grant you that. I'll completely grant you that. But the okay, Meta failed. Meta as an idea definitely failed. Since then, their stock value has tripled since the failure of Meta. Okay, now you'll be like, okay, stock market value, market cap is not the way you judge the success of a company. Fair enough. What I will say is, what I'll definitely say is that in this Oculus, what are those? Virtual reality, yeah, not AR, VR. In terms of virtual reality, they are literally the number one. They have bought the number one company in the world, Oculus, and they are competing with Apple's Vision Pro on this one, and it is like I think 1/10 the price of the Apple Vision Pro, and I think VR is going to really take off in the next couple of years, and Apple is going to be at the forefront of it. Apple is going to be, sorry, uh, Meta is going to be at the forefront of it. There are those Ray-Ban glasses also they are coming up with. I'm just saying, and by the way, that is going to be the future too. By the way, we are going to wear glasses that we are going to. By the way, see guys, everyone's trying to kill the mobile phone. Just by the way, I don't know if you have noticed, everyone is now saying, okay, we need new hardware. The mobile phone has been the primary hardware for computing for normal people, for the world for the last 20 years. That's it. We are now going to do something else. We are going to go into VR, AR. We are going to come up with different devices which we are going to carry, or which we are going to wear, something or the other, right? So the operating system is going to change completely because they are going hammer and tongs. Everyone's going hammer and tongs after the mobile phone. They're like, this is an antiquated technology which cannot run artificial intelligence the way we want it to, right? So, and you will see it. And by the way, the company to lose the most in that is going to be Apple. Um, yeah, it's going to be Apple, by the way. So, and Apple hasn't been doing well in AI at all. They have been miserably bad. They have been miserably bad. Right? What do you know? Apple's Vision Pro failed. अभी तो लॉन्च है, काहे का फेल? टाइम है, बहुत टाइम है, कुछ फेल वेल नहीं हुआ है. Anyway, they make premium products. It will take time. So yeah, and if you're saying that this will backfire on Facebook, dude, all they have to do is just include their AI models within WhatsApp, include their AI model within Instagram, and it's going to change everything. They have billions of people on their this thing. Everyone was saying Google is destroyed 1 year ago. Today they're kicking everyone's ass, right? So I mean, it's incredible. VO3 is going to destroy Hollywood, by the way. VO3, VO4, and all of that is going to destroy Hollywood in the next 5 years. Like it's going to be brutal, just by the way. So yeah, they will. If you have distribution, you're going to do very well. And so Facebook, I think, is going to do well. Z5 is like, do you think dual employment should be made legal? No, absolutely not. It is legal if you're a freelancer. तू बन जाना freelancer. तू बन जाना freelancer. नहीं तो part timer बन जा, consultant बन जा. It is already legal, यार. Shrikant Pawar is like, Bhaiya, just got my offer letter. Congratulations, Shrikant. If I'm not wrong, you were complaining about being mistreated by your employer or something of that sort, right? You were not having a good time. I think your manager was not, you and your manager didn't really get along. Correct me if I'm wrong. You can put it in the chat, Shrikant. And anyway, if you got your new offer letter, I hope you have read it well. I hope you have read about ki, हाँ कितना notice period कितना है and so on and so forth. I hope you have checked the variable pay. उसका पे आउट मंथली है, क्वार्टरली है, हाफ ईयरली है, एनुअली है. You have to look at all of that, right? Speak with them that, hey, I'm joining in the month of July, or I'm joining in the month of August. So whatever. Okay, Shrikant is like, I'm not that one, but okay, good. But you got a new offer letter, so congrats in any way. But yeah, so as I was saying, Shrikant, like check out those things. Variable pay check karo, and there are हजार चीजें और कि which you have to check, right? Which I was saying. Check out like basically what is their notice period, and what is the culture of that place. I hope you have already done that. I hope you have already done that. So that is pretty important. Joining date fix kara lo, so I hope all of that is done. So yeah, congrats once again, Shrikant. Any questions, you can put it in the chat. Lost Soul, you wrote something, then your message was retracted. I'm doing a live after so long. I should have started this live 2 hours ago. But yeah, sorry about that, folks. Folks, any questions, please let me know. I know it's midnight. But yeah, आप लोग भी आ रहे हो. देखते क्या हो रहा है. ट्विटर पे क्या हो रहा है. यार इंडियन ट्विटर इतना वाहियात है ना, एक ढंग का चीज़ नहीं आता यहाँ पे. मतलब कुछ भी ट्रेंड होता रहता है. मयांक सिन्हा, हाय मयांक. I am in I am in doing job in Pune. Can you state which city is perfect for settling down long term, job opportunity, growth, and settling down? Good question, Mayank, actually. So I'll tell you what. You are looking for job opportunity, which is ample job opportunities. You're looking for job growth की opportunity तो मिल गया, job तो मिल गया, और मेरे को growth भी चाहिए, which is fair. मतलब why do you want stagnation? And you also want to settle down, which is like मुझे भी थोड़ा शांति से रहने का, एक जगह पे अच्छे जगह पे सेटल होने का है. कितना बार बार मूव करेगा आदमी, वाइफ के साथ, बच्चे के साथ अच्छे से रहना है, पेरेंट्स भी, एंड ऑल ऑफ दैट जितना हो सके. So you want a city like that? I would say Pune is pretty good, but it depends. See, Mayank, it also depends on who you are as a person and your profile, right? What do you want out of life? What do you mean by settle? That also matters. Um, Firstly, I think you can only do this in cities in India at max at this point of time. Um, and by cities, I mean big cities, right? I don't mean Kanpur, with all due respect to Kanpur, which is unfortunate because a place like Kanpur, with such amazing history and cultural heft, should have been another Noida by now. Lucknow should have been another Noida, but only Noida is Noida. See, you know why all of this is? Because Noida was created out of nothing. The moment India sees ki bhai funnily enough, Mumbai is one place where they have been able to consistently provide jobs despite it being an old city, relatively speaking. Bangalore was a very quaint old city nobody gave a shit about 30, 40 years ago. Today, every man and his dog wants to end up in Bangalore because they think yahi pe sab hoga hamara. They did very well in NCR, like your that area, Gurgaon, Noida, and all of that, because these were villages. Noida didn't exist. It was North Okhla Industrial Development Authority, right? Like, New Okhla, whatever the fuck that is. So the point is, ki these things didn't exist. They have no they have no past history, no culture, nothing. I mean, I've been to Gurgaon, Gurugram, whatever you want to call it. It's a village which doesn't know it. It has become a city. Like it's insane. I mean, I respect Gurgaon. Any day the infra is so much better than most places I've been to. But yeah, वहाँ पे भी बारिश होके सब बर्बादी होना है. So you have to see कि Mayank, you have to ask yourself what kind of a life you want to live. Only challenge is a place like Pune. उधर आपको जॉब अपॉर्चुनिटीज बहुत है, सेटल डाउन भी हो जाओगे. ग्रोथ आई डोंट थिंक इज गोइंग टू बी देयर. एक लिमिट तक यू कैन ग्रो, एंड इफ यू आर ओके, see, your salary will always be 35-40% less than what someone earns in Mumbai for the same role. Okay, more often. Now you'll be like, नहीं मेरा दोस्त 50,000 कमाता है, मैं 40,000 कमाता हूँ, मैं भी 50, वो भी 50 हूँ. अभी हो रहा है ना सर. The moment your friend in Bombay, I mean, you'll be like, oh, Bombay में वो पे भी ज़्यादा कर रहा है. Yes, but I'll tell you one thing. There is hardly any upper limit in Mumbai salaries, by the way, at the top level at least. At the top level, there is no, because the top jobs are here, frankly. Pune is still more or less IT back-end work, more or less, unless there are certain business houses which are over there, which are based out of there, certain industries over there. So yes, but yeah, majorly, देखो यार, चाखन में पूरा मैन्युफैक्चरिंग होता है ऑटोमोबाइल कंपनी का, बट उनके हेड ऑफिसेस कहाँ हैं? सारे बॉम्बे में, मोर और लेस, right? So even Bangalore is coming up with automobile brands and all. And so again, it's a city, right? It's a mess. So you have to choose. You have to choose. Peace is not something which our generation is going to get when we try to settle down as much as possible. As much as possible, you want to drag it, but that's the reality. So see where you want to compromise, right? That's the thing. Shrikant is like, what makes you so energetic and what motivates you to go on and on? I'm very energetic as a person. I was born energetic. I'm just indisciplined, as I said for the third, fourth time. I'm feeling so bad. I started this live stream so late. I was working a little bit. मैंने मतलब थोड़ा हम लोग सेवरेंस देख रहे थे टीवी पे, वाइफ को सुला दिया, थोड़ा घर सॉर्ट किया, फिर काम भी ख़त्म किया, फिर मैं लाइव आया हूँ. If I was a little bit more disciplined, if I wouldn't have spent time on my Instagram, I would have joined half an hour earlier. So yeah, I just what motivates me is straight up. I think I love to talk to people, and you guys help me with that. And I really like to talk to you guys. I hope you like to talk to me too. Z5 is like, what are your thoughts on the language war? This is very old, yeah. Z5. ये लँग्वेज वॉर वगैरह जो हो रहा आहे, मराठी बात करो. सी आय एम अ महाराष्ट्रीयन, राईट? अँड म्हणजे सगळे म्हणतात की मराठीत बोलायचं, नाही बोललं तर कानाखाली आवाज काढणार अँड ऑल ऑफ दॅट. मुंबईमध्ये राहायचं तर मराठी बोलायचं अँड ऑल. आय थिंक these are fault lines being exploited, and this has been and this happens everywhere. Like this happens in abhi aap kannada ka bhi dekh lo. Funnily enough, I was born in Karnataka, but I'm a Maharashtrian. So the thing is, आप बैंगलोर में देखोगे, बैंगलोर में भी कोई मार खा रहा है कि भाई कन्नड़ा में बात नहीं कर रहा है, कि someone is getting fired, someone is complaining and this and that. So these things are going to happen because we have an overdose of diversity in our country. Uh, and there are 700 identities in the same person. I'm a person, I'm a man. Firstly, I'm not a woman. So there is that difference between gender. I'm an urban dweller versus someone who lives in rural India. Huge differences between us, huge political differences, also huge cultural differences. Another difference. Third is I speak Marathi. You will be someone who speaks Hindi or Bengali or Kannada, whatever language, right? Again, the language difference ho gaya. Fourth is caste. Like I have a certain caste. I'm pretty sure you have a certain caste. उसमें भी ऊपर नीचे आगे पीछे साइड बाय साइड कुछ ना कुछ अलग होगा. Then you have region, region, like I'm from Maharashtra. Oh, you are from Haryana, like, or someone will be like, oh, I'm from Tamil Nadu, you are from Maharashtra, something. Anyone can make shit up, right? So ये तो पांच हो गए. You can say I'm rich, poor, middle class, upper middle class, and all of that, right? वो सब होता रहता है. So in India, I personally feel we need to find a single national identity, which I don't think we are going to find for another 100 years. तब तक ये सब चलता रहेगा. And these are things politicians use because रास्ते तो ठीक हो नहीं रहे उनसे. And there are a lot of unemployed people in our country who have nothing to do but open their phones and check Instagram. तो किसी ने किसी को जाके मतलब कुछ धमकी दे दिया, ये दे दिया, तो it becomes great viewing for a lot of people. And this is nothing new. This has been going on since the 1940s, 50s, 60s. And language war, there are literal, and stop calling everything a war, by the way. There has been a real language war where millions died. That was in the 1970s between East Pakistan and West Pakistan. India helped East Pakistan out, and they ended up becoming Bangladesh. So that was a real language war because there was discrimination against the Bengali speaking East Pakistani Muslims, right? By the Punjabi and Urdu speaking West Pakistani Muslims. So that was a real language war. So let's give respect to that word war. Yeah, let's not use it. So yeah. So this is politics, and if you're educated, you shouldn't pay attention to it. As simple as that. You should be proud of the language that you speak. Definitely don't use it as a stick to beat other people, right? So yeah, simple as that. And this is going to continue. This is not going to stop. Shrikant Pawar is like, have you ever felt to move abroad, let's say European countries? Yes, Shrikant, I have kind of answered that question in different videos, but yeah, I definitely felt like moving abroad, especially when I was abroad. Like we were just, my wife and I were staring at each other and like, why are we not here? We have the opportunity, we can work hard and we can be here. There will be a lot of sacrifice because we have friends who are already in Europe, right? हम तो उनके घर पे जाके बैठे थे. I mean, we were in Australia. We stayed over at our friends in Australia. So 3-3, 4-4 रात उनके घर पे थे हम. So their life is very different. But there's a trade-off, right? I mean, I would love to go and work there for a short time, but not live there completely. I think it's too lonely for my personality. As simple as that. So maybe a bit weird कि भाई ये कैसी बातें कर रहा है, but no, I know my reality. I need people around me, and I don't want to be depressed. Doesn't mean if you go abroad, you stay depressed. I'm talking about Saurabh Pol. I'm not talking about you. See, every time I take a decision, I have to think of myself and my, wife and whatever, family and everything. So I have to think from that perspective. Also, by the way, if you really wanna earn money, Europe is not the place. Europe is the place to do well in life, enjoy work-life balance, and work for amazing companies who are doing great stuff. But if you really want to push yourself and be at the forefront of history, the United States is the place to be, I would say. Or even the Middle East, by the way. Dubai has some really good companies. Lost Soul is like our company is no longer hiring from tier 3 MBA. Suddenly they feel even tier 3 engineers are better than tier 3 MBAs. Why is the market so unwilling to hire tier 3 MBAs? Good question. See, nobody needed all these MBAs. Nobody asked for them. If you're not part of a tier 1 or tier 2 MBA institute, life is tough, I promise you. Because as an MBA, you have no technical skills. Now you'll be like, why are tier 3 engineer grads being hired? Because firstly, they are cheaper. They are younger. आप इंजीनियर ग्रेड हो, आप मोस्टली 22 साल के होते हो एवरेज, फोर्थ ईयर. सो यू आर यंगर, यू आर नाइव, you can be trained, you don't have insane expectations, and you have some technical knowledge, some. As an MBA, more or less you are like, मुझे इंजीनियरिंग नहीं करना है, मैं जो कर रहा था पहले मुझे वो नहीं करना है. So companies are fine with that as long as you do it from a tier 1 institute, from a tier 2 institute. They know, okay, ki, top 30 colleges, top 45, 50 colleges in India for MBA, worth it. उसके नीचे, I don't know. मतलब वैसे भी 4-5 लाख देना है हमको वहाँ पे सैलरी, तो हम इंजीनियर वाले को ही उठा ले, वो वैसे हो जाता है. Because they don't see the value add in the tier 3 MBA. That's the thing. So that is why the market is unwilling. And many tier 3 MBA students are also 26, 27 years old. कि भाई तेरे को कैसे hire करूँ मैं अभी? Neither do you have such a huge degree that can back you up, nor do you have any technical skills that I really, really, really want. Plus, at the age of 27, it's tougher to train you than someone who's 22. Yeah. Plus, most likely you will be like, I'm an MBA, मेरे को 2 लाख extra दो. Why will anyone hire you? गौरव साहब लगी MBA वगैरह छोड़ो, AI में expertise build करो. No, that is not true. You have to do both. Ideally, I would say, like, I'm not saying MBA करो, सबको करो, बिल्कुल मत करो MBA. मैं तो बोलता हूँ you should do MBA if you want to do MBA. अगर आपको सच्ची में लग रहा है कि कैलकुलेशन करके कि I think this is the right thing to do for me, I will always maintain do your MBA if it is tier 1 or tier 2 college. Otherwise, work experience is always better. And AI में expertise build करो तो is 200% true, irrespective of you're an MBA, non-MBA. Guys, that era is over. Guys, there is something मैं काम कर रहा था, relay.app, RELAY. You can build your own AI agents now. Obviously, there are pricing tiers in it, but please, I beg of you, go out there and learn about, AI agents, using AI as a productivity tool, as a research tool, as an execution tool, as a planning tool. It's insane. It's absolutely insane. So AI में expertise everyone has to do at this point. It's like saying learn to use a laptop. Like, yes sir, वो तो basic है, वो तो सबको करना पड़ेगा. Mayank is like, I started my career 8 months ago in sales. Love the impact a sales role has. Can you advise which industry is best for growth currently in IT? Somewhere want to be in banking? Kindly advise. I don't know. What do you mean by which industry is best for growth? Every industry is good for growth. Yeah, if you're in the right place, right time. And, it's like, you can't choose industries based on growth. You choose an industry, most likely you'll stay there for 20, 25 years. You have to choose an industry based on whether you fit in there, whether you want to continue over there, whether it aligns with your skills, whether it pays the way you want. That's how you choose an industry, not growth. I mean, what do you mean by growth? फिर तो you should join the underworld, वहाँ पे भी growth है. ऐसे थोड़ी होता है. You are in IT, you are in sales. I want to be in banking. You can, but those skill sets are very different. That's what I'm trying to tell you. You research, you will have to research, you'll have to talk to people in those industries and then find out, okay, ये मेरे को जमेगा क्या, ये मेरे को पकेगा क्या. That's the thing. Yeah, obviously, please leave industries which you feel कि भाई इसका future नहीं है, right? Um, and always remember the sales guy is always the safest and also the most endangered role because नंबर नहीं लाया 2 क्वार्टर निकाल देंगे तुमको अगर एंड बट हाँ सब जब सबको निकाल रहे हैं लास्ट में सेल्स वाले को निकालते हैं बिकॉज दे लाइक ये रेवेन्यू तो ला रहा है दैट इज हाउ इट वर्क्स lost soul is like AI without domain knowledge is nothing. Yeah, completely agree. 100%. I mean, but AI will help you build domain knowledge. So that's there. Z5 is like, hey bro, can you tell which all AI apps do you use frequently? Yeah, I'll make a video on that for sure. Gaurav Sai is like, thoughts on Soham Parekh. Yeah, that's a beautiful question. So folks, Soham Parekh, if you haven't noticed, if you haven't seen, he's a guy based out of India who allegedly worked in many different companies in the US remotely. Like एक टाइम पे 10-15 कंपनी में काम कर रहा है वो. He was recently outed for doing that, and he even went on a podcast, a TBPN podcast, if I'm not wrong. And उसमें उसने बोला, I'm not proud of what I did, and so on and so forth, right? And I think he joined. I think he launched his own startup also in the last 2 days with a product, and there's a lot of drama going on. But the real point of Soham Parekh is the real debate is why is there a guy working remotely across continents, you know, for multiple US based companies? And where is the and he would literally last in companies for three months and all because people would find out कि नहीं कर रहा है काम and so on and so on. Very great at interviewing, applying and so on and so forth. But एक टाइम पे 7-8 कंपनी में काम कर रहा था and कहीं पे भी सही काम नहीं कर रहा था वो सैलरी उठा रहा था apparently allegedly, right? So clearly wrong, right? Like, and this shows that if you are running a company remotely, you do leave that opportunity. You give that opportunity to bad faith actors to take advantage. So if you're an employer, you have to ensure that you're not being defrauded. As simple as that. So yeah. Z5 is like one of my seniors left and is now a professor in private college. Would you advise the same for someone who's not a manager but with a lot of experience? Yeah, you can do that, but professors don't get paid that well. I don't think they do. But if you are getting a gig where a professor is getting paid well, I think you should go for it. You should see kya hota hai. You know, definitely go for it. Shrikant Pawar is like, I only 3% Indians invest in equity. Do you think there is an exponential growth potential in this? And investment industry in India and banking as well as finance industry as well. Okay, last question of the day because I'm very sleepy. Why only 3% Indians invest in equity? Because we are a poor country. Equity investments is the financial instrument of choice of mature economies. As simple as that. I think that number must have increased. 3% का number बढ़ गया रहेगा. So yeah, most Indians are savers. They are not investors. So पैसा ही नहीं है क्या invest करोगे तुम? Plus there are, even if you do get some money in rural areas and semi-urban areas, the first place to put that money is not stock market. If they want to invest, they invest in land, they invest in property, they invest in some a business of their own, a business of their friend, but stock market वगैरह में gambling, illegal gambling, is very common. So there is that. Do you think there's exponential growth potential in this investment industry in India, banking as well as finance industry? Yes, 100%. In the last 15 years, banking has really grown in India, especially in the last 10 years. There has been an incredible amount of effort put in by the central government also, like Jan Dhan programs and so on and so forth, right? तो उनके वजह से you see that they have given people organized financial avenues to conduct their business, which wasn't the case which wasn't the case many years ago. People were like, नहीं करने का मेरे को, वो डालने का ही नहीं है बैंक में पैसा. Bank, I don't trust banks. Plus I'm intimidated by banks. Plus the bank also doesn't want me because मेरे पास कुछ नहीं है. The government was like, आधार वाधार करा के भाई तुम बैंक अकाउंट खुलवाओ. So there is potential for this, but be careful because equity markets, be don't be a trader as much as possible. Be an investor, be a long term investor. So yeah, Lost Soul is like, with a lot of experience, one can aim for principal engineer, distinguished engineer role. Manager is not the end of the world. Completely agree. You can become an IC also. You can definitely become a high performing IC, individual contributor also. So those are roles, and आजकल थोड़ा mature भी हो रहा है org structures where you can do all this. So yeah. Anyway, folks, that was Polkeball. I think we have been live for 50 minutes now. Wow. So lovely chatting with you. If you're new here, please like, comment, subscribe. If you're old, if you've been coming here often, please like and comment. It always helps the channel. Share this with your friends and do suggest any new topics you want me to talk about. Thank you so much, folks. Have a great weekend. See ya.